My name is Sarah Radcliff. I am a fashion designer by trade. I focus on designing activewear currently for a Australian brand named Lilybod. And AI has been a huge part of my life in the last 3 years, and have fallen in love with it in so many ways. And I'm really grateful for Pimento because I really do feel that it's simple, but it's also very powerful. And I feel like a lot of people can use it. When I say anybody can use it, I really feel like that's the case with Pimento. So at first, I wasn't even able to sleep at night. Because it was just mind blowing, the amount of time that you could save, the type of creations you could make. I feel like anybody that used to draw a lot or use a sketchbook, the sales of those things probably went down because you really are able to just dump anything in without fear too, because there's really no like undo. You just keep going, and it doesn't really matter, and you can just play. And I really just love that part of it. Pimento, I really love the style feature. It acts in a different way than, say, Midjourney does, and we can get more into that. But the fact that it has like training an object is really helpful for any fashion brand, any brand, and whether it's sunglasses or perfume, or it does a great job of all the attention to detail that you would need in order to have a product in a campaign. I really have been enjoying Pimento. It's like addicting. So this first style, I already had a grouping of images that I had created on Midjourney. I don't always start from that, but it is a nice way to have kind of like a package of really similar images. So these are the images. You can see they're very similar. Kind of have a 60s boho vibe, a lot of quilting. I love playing around with, I'm always drawn towards fashion prints, manipulation of fabric, different fabric textures. That's just something you're going to see a lot with me. So when I uploaded these images, I didn't know what to expect. And this was my first experience in Pimento. And I just want to show how amazing, and how I'll have to go to my favorites probably, because otherwise it'll be overload. But just from those 8 similar images, you really are able to go outside of the box of those, and put people in different scenarios. But it just has a whole vibe that's so dynamic and diverse. I really liked playing along with different backdrop colors, so that it, different scales of things, so that you could almost create like an entire cohesive world. And then I kind of played around, and I wanted to see what Pimento could do. So I would just say something like a hotel lobby. It's almost embarrassing how simple, once you have a style trained, I tend to start simple with the prompts. I don't love writing out really long prompts. A lot of people do, but I like to start simple and then add on to it as I go, if that makes sense. A cocktail bar, or a drink, or a cocktail, or a kitchen, a bottle that says drink me, or a hotel lobby. I was just playing around, a bathroom. So you can just see a table setting. I mean, the whole vibe is just there. So I thought this was a really good example to show. And this was when I was kind of like, okay, Pimento, this is great. This is amazing. Like, for instance, this is a very fun collection that's dynamic, gritty, kind of has some surreal elements. And although these have like a similar color palette, they do tend to want to fight with each other, or just go to that gel lighting darkness. Like, you're not getting a lot of so you have to really change the prompting in order to get what you want. And I'll show you these are really wild, so prepare yourself. Okay. So for instance, if I go to all assets, I'm very picky. That's also why I like Pimento, because I'm very picky with the images. And Pimento puts priority on what you download, not what you generate. So whenever I'm in this phase and I kind of have a style I like, I really do like adding surrealism and combining it with like a fashion editorial perspective, because I grew up obsessed with fashion magazines, you know, even the obscure ones, and really saw it as an added form of art around the fashion itself. And so I really love creating these like dreamy, extreme angles and perspectives and warped, almost like works of art. See, like this one, I think I said portal into another world, imaginary world, wide angle. I use a lot wide angle, which makes it kind of like warp inward. And then lighting is always important. Like I didn't like some of those gel lighting ones that just look like a studio photo shoot. I really like something to kind of give an emotion or a mood, but I really do like contradicting things, like playing around with, you know, urban elements and making it pretty. Or I have so many examples of that. That's just like what a lot of my work is about. Yeah. This is what I call like cleansing the palette and just giving your eye like a deep breath, because a lot of my stuff is very maximalist and very, but I love just taking a breath and just playing around with seeing what this comes up with. It really is, I play around with like a lot of nostalgic things. But it'll just, you know, like I did one that was like, guess your favorite cereal box. Captain Crunch was giving me a hard time, but yeah, it's just amazing. Some of these beautiful imageries that it just can come up with. Of course, the prompt really does matter, but it was a simple prompt. It was a samurai in all of his gear with his sword, details on his clothing, white apparel, traditional headgear, large headpiece, ridiculous light colors. I don't know what that dragon behind him. So, you know, I think the fact that I said white apparel, bright and light, that it wanted to go more of a pastel, which this one is just gorgeous too. But I almost changed the prompt almost every 2 rounds, just to, it's just kind of like a tweaking every generation you do. And it's so fast. The generations are so fast that you can really turn out a lot of images, and just have so many different moods and vibes. So this was when I first was like playing around and just noticed that probably in this style, you have to be really specific with your colors, because as you saw, there was almost every color in the images that trained that style. So, but yeah, pretty fun. It's really endless, and it really does, like I said, become addicting. And you want to like share like that excitement with everybody, because it's very, very fun. I can't really say that enough. Again, just like I asked myself the question, like, what have I never seen before? And because I see images all day from other creators, and you know, this one was really fun. I actually learned that you were able to take an image, which I believe was this one. I uploaded that, and I'm still figuring it out a little bit. Like I'm still learning how to do that, but it was able to translate into this style, which this style is crazy. It's all about silk and applique, and I mean, this is the images I uploaded for this style. So this is definitely a maximalist approach.
Yeah, these ones you created them with, some of them were created with Pimento.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of them. Yep. think it's definitely a tool, like a partner. And it's funny you said cooking, because I do feel like it's almost like you're two chefs in a kitchen, and it's like ingredients, and you're, you know, trying to add a little spice with that, and you're trying to, you know, surprise you with that taste. And it's like, and it's really powerful. But I think the speed element is just really what's out of this world. It's just the amount of what it can do in the amount of time is probably the most impactful aspect of, you know, just because it takes away that fear. It kind of unleashes the beast. Like, you don't need to worry. You can just move on and just not save that one. Or I'm so thankful for it, because before, I mean, I just had to try to create something in Photoshop or sketch, you know, something out on an iPad, and that took a lot of time. I do miss it, but I don't miss it all the time, you know.